Good morning. It's the second day of all cast rehearsals. So we had our first day yesterday. It's day number 2. It's Tuesday. What did we do yesterday? It was really lovely, actually. We did a detailed sing-through with the cast, and then in the afternoon we spoke and sang through the entire show. I wasn't there for most of that because stage management took the opportunity to do a bunch of other small jobs that we would not be able to do otherwise, like a whole bunch of signage, inventory. We also, the whole team who was new, watched a documentary on Come From Away, which was the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen, where it was like an advertisement piece, very heavily disguised as a documentary about the experience of the people in Gander. And it was lovely because it was truly about the experience of the people in the Gander town who helped the plain people. But at the same time, there was like a lot of hats with the branding of Come From Away, and ended with, oh, and Come From Away went to Broadway and look at how great it is and everybody loves it, you should buy a ticket. So it felt a little bit like, welcome to the cult of Come From Away, here's your hour-and-a-half indoctrination. But the context is really important because I was alive when the Twin Towers blew up and could remember it vividly because I was about 12, but some people on the team were too, so they actually do need to understand the context to realise why the story is important and I guess should be dealt with sensitively and carefully and respectfully. So it's an hour and a half learning about that. I'm about to go wait for the train, so I'm going to go past a very busy road. Usually I catch a tram, but I missed it today, so I'm going to catch a train instead. Actually, an interesting thing that I did yesterday is I worked through the contingencies documents with the former deputy stage manager and the current stage manager. A contingencies document is basically a plan that is approved by the artistic people and producers about what to do when automation fails, or when you've got a piece of rigged or flown equipment that does not action. So the contingency in Come From Away is often just keep going until a nice spot that we can stop. By the way, there are no good spots. Everything's going to feel clunky and weird. And that's because the structure of the show is like a tapestry and there is no clear pause for applause or any reason to stop. Everything just keeps going. And so the energy, to break that energy is really hard. So there are some things where the contingency is alternate staging rather than stopping the show, particularly towards the end. But the truth is that the cast have, in all of their time, they've been going for like 3 years around the pandemic. They've had a show stop maybe twice, and there has been no time to teach them any of the alternate staging. And I mean, honestly, even if they did learn the alternate staging, they might not remember it anyway. So it's not like it's going to make a foolproof, beautiful option if things go wrong. So that was really interesting. I have not called a show stop before. Not with automation, anyway. But I have called many a show stop for injury or technical difficulties, or I've had people being sick on stage, so you had to stop the show because it was unsafe to continue. So it doesn't worry me, but the only other document I've ever seen with contingencies was when we did Billy Elliot. And that because the reason we had contingencies for that was there were children involved and they really did need to rehearse. So in Billy Elliot, there's a sequence with human flying that involves a child doing a series of acrobatic ballet-like actions in the air with another performer. And so the contingencies of the fly sticking, or I say it's a fly, but it's like, it wasn't a foy system, I can't remember what it was called, it was the human fly system. Like it could have been stuck in the wheel so it wouldn't go out, it could be stuck when the child is up in the air, the child could pass out, the connection could be incorrect, the child could be sick, or for any number of reasons there might be a contingency that needs to happen there for a show stop. And there were other ones that we rehearsed with the children involving them being on high set pieces that were moving with automation and like big blackout panels coming in that could potentially hurt them. So that was really important to rehearse. But there is a part of me that thinks contingency plan is not a plan unless people know what to do. So I really hope that we get the time to teach the cast what to do, because otherwise it doesn't really work. We went through a lot of contingency plans in Pippin, but often they were acrobatic related. So if somebody didn't quite make a trick, what do you do? If the trick fails, what do you do? Or if things get out of sequence, or what's the contingency if somebody gets severely injured, what do we do? And often the acro team was very good at sorting that out for themselves. But, oh, that's my train. Yeah, so I did a little bit of that yesterday, and we also looked through the media call and the structure of that, which is very formal when you do that with a large company as opposed to a small company. Anyway, heading in now.